For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable.
What's up? How are you doing today? Welcome back to this YouTube channel. It's your guy Igor here, coming to you live with another video. A very important one too. Canadian work experience. That's a big one. I'm currently located here in the park where they walk dogs. You would talk to all those employers and those immigrants who come here, and everyone is going to tell you need to have Canadian work experience. Currently located in downtown Calgary, and that's all the office building, you know. And there is one, where is that? Harry Hayes building? That's somewhere there. Let me show you. Harry Hayes building is there. Harry Hayes building is the government building. That's where all the government sits. And I think that's the building where you would go and do your land and immigration status if you apply for PR from Canada. I might be wrong, don't quote me on that. I know most of you would be like, I have so much of experience from my home country, where I come from, years of working in this industry. Why the hell would those people care about my Canadian work experience? The first reason would be you would increase your communication skills, alright? Second one is you fit in better into the corporate world culture. Third one is you know the legislation, the working ethics and codes and all of that stuff. The most important one, somebody in Canada can say something good about you and give you the reference to find a job. So someone who is born and working, whatever, someone from here can say something good for you to get a job. And that's the most important thing, that someone can say that yes, this guy who is working here, he has done this kind of duties and he's good in doing that. And that's the most important thing, that someone can say that for you. Because really, reference is all that matters. People here, they really do check references. They really want to know your background from previous people where you worked with. And you know what? It's really difficult to get hold of someone, let's say another part of the planet, where when it's day here, it's night there. It's almost impossible to check those references only by email. And then the two, how do you know that if that the person is, you know, being honest? Alright guys, so the easiest way to get Canadian work experience is volunteering. If you volunteer in Canada, get practical knowledge of Canadian work culture. You network with people and you build relationships, you build those references where I was saying someone from here is going to say something good about you on your resume. You practice your work skills, you improve your English or French. If you're in Quebec, Montreal, yes, you're probably going to speak better French. Anywhere else in Canada, it's mostly English, guys. So you develop your language skills, you develop some new skills that would be necessary for your working culture here in Canada. You can find those volunteering events on Google. If you're going to school, you can go to a job board and, you know, ask the professors there if you're studying in Canada. You know, it's not too difficult to find those volunteering events, but it's important, you know, to participate in them. Many people have got their jobs like that from those people who are working there, recommending them to their employers. Other way to get Canadian work experience, guys, is through temporary work or part-time work. Part-time work is basically you're working on part-time, like few hours or half a day, you know, something like that, on the weekends. That's called part-time. So working part-time, again, you build the relationships, you have that someone who's going to say something good about you. And yeah, you develop those skills that you start to understand the culture, and you get something to put on your resume. You know what? And mostly if you put on your resume, you don't have to mention that it was part-time. You just say that you worked there, so it goes even better for you. The other way to get a job is temporary work on a contract basis, where an employer is basically having a contract with you. So if you don't perform well enough, they can get rid of you. Yeah, that's a down part of it, but hey, you need Canadian work experience, and that's one of the easiest way to do that. Okay guys, it's too dark here. I'm going to make my camera a little bit slightly brighter, like that. Now I'm going to tell you how I found my first job. Story time. And to be honest, the way how I got my first job is the easiest way to get it and the fastest way to get it if you don't have Canadian work experience. So I've been searching for jobs in Canada. I was applying for different big companies, submitting my resumes, and everyone was looking at them. Nobody could see any Canadian work experience, so they were like, you know what, screw this guy, we're not going to invite him for an interview. And it took me some time to realize that, I actually have to, reach out to my friends who are there as well, searching for jobs just like me, and ask how did they do it, how did they find some jobs. And they told me to go to a job agent, and it is through a job agency, guy. I went to them, I went to those job agencies locally, submitted my resume, submitted my background check and everything, and then I found one job agency on Kijiji. Really, it was on Kijiji, and that job agency, I think it was Lift Temp, and the other one that was hiring was Manpower. Just write them down, Lift Temp and Manpower. I'm not advertising for those people, but there's just a couple of names, just throw it out there that they do exist. I don't know if they're still there, but Manpower probably is. There's a bunch of them. There are many of them, thousands of them. Check out on your Google when you're searching for them. So I got a job. In Nike warehouse. Nike warehouse through a job agency, which means is basically I'm on a contract. Now the down part of it was, of course, hard labor, lots of work, and job agencies, they have a contract with you. So you have you're not an employee, you are, but you're not a proper employee, right? So they can fire you at any moment for no reason. If somebody doesn't like you, they can get rid of you because you're a temporary worker. And basically they supply amount of workers for Nike, where I was working. They supplied, I don't know how many workers for this period of time when they don't need that much of people. They just say we don't need that much of people, and that's when the job agency comes and cuts you off from their contract, because they say, well, they don't need that many employees. And that's a reason why I don't like those job agencies, because they are fear driven and you don't get paid much. But it is a way to get Canadian work experience. This one job in a job agency where I worked for 3 months, I worked there only for 3 months because I had to move to Alberta. And that's when I was in Ontario. That's where I worked in Scarborough. I think Brimley Road or whatever. You can Google Nike warehouse and Scarborough. You will find that's where I was working. To be honest with you guys, the name Nike and the warehouse played a crucial role to get my second job and my third job in Canada. All of this Canadian work experience, it accumulated over years, and that's how I got to a stage where I am right now. Indeed, on my couple of latest jobs where I was working proper jobs, and the jobs that I wanted to get in Canada. Not the jobs that that you can just take whatever, you cannot just get them without work experience. So I had to contribute a little bit, some years of my work experience to get to a desired level of where I wanted to be, in future. I still am working in logistics, but that's all started with the warehouse, okay? At Nike warehouse, my first Canadian work experience on the bottom level, labor, and that's how I went, up in my career. That's how you have to build up. That's the way. I know the Canadian weather can be depressing and everything, so don't get depressed. Stay optimistic, because you're going to get there. Barboss. That's a doggy walking there behind me. Okay, I'm going to show you one more interesting spot here. Let's go. I'm just relocating here with my tripod, guys, because there are too many people watching there. But also, I want to show you there is a lion there. See, there is one lion. They just recently moved it here. Everyone comes here to take pictures. It's this one. Guys, stay optimistic, because it's not too difficult to get a job here. And I want to tell you a legal advice here. I'm not a lawyer, but that's just something I learned in Canada. If you're an immigrant or a minority, and immigrants are considered to be minorities, so employers cannot technically tell it to your face that you're an immigrant, and we cannot consider you because you don't have Canadian work experience. And actually, it's kind of difficult for them to say that, because actually you could technically say that they refused to take you because you're an immigrant to Canada, and you could take them to human rights. And again, guys, I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not claiming to be one at all. And guys, guys, let's go down here. Just to give you an advice, reach out to the local immigrant community. Those guys, they can help you with the training. They can actually help you get the job. They can help you with the English skills, and then what not necessary. There is one immigrant help society somewhere there on downtown Calgary. There is one for the ladies too, and there is actually, what is the Edmonton Trail? It's that way, Edmonton Trail, on Edmonton Trail and Memorial Drive. In Calgary there is also a women's society, not necessarily for immigrants, but for ladies. They also help you find a job, and you know what, they even pay you something for the training there. It's kind of secret information we're up here, so smash a like button for that, okay, at least for that. Alright? Ooh, I'm getting cold. My shoes are covered in snow. I don't know if you can see it over here. Everything is covered in snow, guys. I want to tell you, I want to tell you guys something. I want you to come back to this video later on, in years, in months. Share your story. Share if this video helped you. How was your first Canadian work experience? Was this video helpful to you when you first watched it before coming to Canada? If you're already here and if you're watching this video, you already got your Canadian work experience. Also, please do share your story. It's helpful for those people who are coming here. The more stories we have in the comments here, the more helpful it's going to be for everyone, for those people who are coming here. It's not like, don't be like one of those immigrants, who come here and they're like, hey, it was so difficult for me. Why should it be easy for everyone else? You have to go through what I have went, and when my ancestors came here. Okay, I don't like that. I don't like this kind of people. These people who are like, when I suffered, everyone else has to suffer. Those people, get out, don't comment. Nice people stay here and do comment, because our goal is not to make things difficult for everyone else, but to help other people. And that's why I made this video at first place, because I wish I watched it before when I was studying as an international student, but hey, there was no such video, so I decided to make my own. So if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing, guys. And of course, look at those gooses fly. Let me show you. I don't know if I can catch them on camera. Where are they? Oh, they're there. Woo! Yeah, guys, if you're planning to come here, if you see me somewhere on the street, say hi. So when you come to Canada, remember this crazy Ukrainian guy who puts snow onto his face and says subscribe to this channel. Alright, guys, we'll see you in next video. Have a good one. I was actually checking out myself on that screen.
For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record,
So much of snow here, guys. This is what you have to do. -7. I just called Nita. Even Nita doesn't want to come out. And -7 is just me and people who have dogs.